Hello, good morning. Good morning and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. This Dawn Busters Taste Challenge presents just a glimmer of daylight out there, but it's 6:04 a.m. Central Daylight Time. St. Joseph's Day 2019. There is Buchanan's Deluxe 375 milliliter bottle. Buchanan's founded in 1884. This is age 12 years. Okay, nice label. Beautiful bottle. Diageo product these days. Buchanan. Some people say Buchanan. I think that's kind of the old way of pronouncing it. I think when they had President Buchanan in 1857 to 1861, it was actually pronounced Buchanan back then. Oh, but anyway, versus from 1967, Sir Malcolm Royal Club blended Scotch whiskey. Sir Malcolm, look at that fancy label from the Kingdom of Scotland, bottled in the Commonwealth, if I could adjust this check, of Kentucky. All right. Blended Scotch whiskey, a blend of 100% choice Scotch whiskeys, imported and bottled by the Sir Malcolm Company. Let me say, I'm not familiar with them. Frankfort, Kentucky. Oh. You might be familiar with Buffalo Trace, though, right? Yeah. So there's the Royal Crest. Product of Scotland, soft and mellow. The unicorn and a lion, the British crown. A key, a sheaf, like a shock of wheat, a barrel, and a copper pot still. Which the single malt whiskeys in here might be copper pot still produced. Most of this is column whiskey. Then there's an old temple, some old coin looking things. Okay, well, I'm not going to go through all that. Buchanan's has a different type of royal crest. Thistle, lion stuff. All right. So a 12-year aged Scotch, blended Scotch whiskey versus a 3-year age, because Sir Malcolm is 3 years. BD, Buchanan's Deluxe. Yeah. What's going to win? Well, you would assume the 12-year aged, but we don't want to do that. We want to be fair, and here's that strange pour. We want to be fair and review it fairly, right? Objectively. Well, that's it. That's it. This is the last of the Buchanans. Gone. Well, you've done good work, Buchanans. And the bottle is empty. Shucks. That's the way it goes. Now, I was talking to this guy who did 2 Scotch reviews with me. The white label and the 12-year, what was the name of that stuff? Oh, Doers. People said, I wish he would do more. I don't think he's going to do more because I don't think he was ever interested in doing anything but those 2. What I mean is he drank Stewards, and that's what he likes, and that's where his interest lies. I'm talking about Robert from Nicaragua. And he wasn't familiar with Buchanan's. I was like, what about Buchanan's? He never heard of that. I think it's big down in like Mexico. No, I don't know about Mexico. Brazil, that kind of fingerprints. I want to make the glass look nice and put fingerprints on it. So He might shock me and call me and say, "Oh, you want to do another one?" But I don't think he will. Just because, like I said, he's one of these people, and we know people like this, and nothing wrong with that. They got their, this is my whiskey, this is my beer, this is my wine, and they're not going to deviate. They're just not. They like what they're drinking, and they don't care to deviate. They have no interest in it. This is what many people do. They got their coffee, right? That's my coffee, and I'm not changing. I poured too much of this. I'm going to have to drink it down a little. Good morning, Jay, says Robert Collins, with the sun shining. Yeah, we got the moon shining. The super moon. I didn't see a super moon. I just saw the regular full moon. I didn't sleep long enough. I woke up at like 2:10. But I had left the window open in the bedroom, so my face kept getting cold from this breeze. I was like, well, if I get up to shut the window, I'm never going to go back to sleep. Because I heard the newspaper car, thankfully they came this morning, 1:39, I think I heard. And then pop, the paper hitting the pavement. I said, oh, good. So then I couldn't get back to sleep, started thinking about things. Nothing bad, just like, oh, what about that? What about that? And then I said, okay, I got to get back to sleep. I couldn't. So I laid there, and then the wind, that breeze was making my face cold, so I turned on my right side, on my left side. So I'm going to lay here 10 more minutes, and then I'm just going to get up. So I got up. All right. Okay. You say, was this a vlog or is this a video taste channel? Robert Collins says, okay, the moon. All right. This is not a vlog. I don't even watch vlogs. People will do beer reviews and then say, no. Then they'll have videos like, we went to the zoo, or here I am hiking. I do the nature videos sometimes, right? Like, but they're so short, like 30 seconds or at the most a minute. One was like a minute and one. Or the Mardi Gras stuff, but was like a vlog. I know people do updates every week. I like to do the political videos and history videos because I'm interested in that, and then I'm curious to see what other people will say about it. But not a vlog. But that's what. But some people love that kind of stuff. The appearance. Well, I noticed right off the bat, as they would say in a cricket game, I noticed that you may not see this, that the Buchanan's is much darker than the Sir Malcolm. Sir Malcolm is so light, much like Cuddy Sark, and which might be a 3-year age for all I know. The Buchanan's is deep gold, and the Sir Malcolm is light straw. Makes sense. 3 years in a barrel, 3 years in a used barrel, and 12 years in a used barrel, because most Scotch is aged in used whiskey barrels, American bourbon barrels, I think. The bourbon barrels they got to get rid of those, because you can only make bourbon legally, and you can only be bourbon if it's in a new barrel. So they can use it once, and then they got to do other stuff. Oh, but they can age other kind of liquor, but there's such an excess of barrels. They sell them to the beer companies, the Scotch companies, the Irish whiskey companies. They used to sell them to landscape companies, and they would use half the barrel for like a potted plant thing. I don't think that's done anymore because of the ascendancy of barrel-aged beer. So now, used to be able to get those half whiskey barrels cheap, and people would buy them, and they would put plants in them. Now, nobody would buy it because it would cost too much. But we're talking about not that long ago. It's just like refuse, you know. Okay, I know that because they were talking about that at the Jack Daniel's distillery, how they used to just like give them away, and people would use them as a plant display device. All right. So we got Buchanan's from Diageo. We've got Sir Malcolm from Sazerac. Now, did Sir Malcolm start from Sazerac? I don't think so. I think I found that it was some other obscure company by some because Sazerac's not obscure, an obscure company, and then it got bought out by Sazerac, like so many others, like Doherty's. Kid table. What time is it there? It's 6:15 a.m. Central Daylight Time. 6:15 a.m. Okay. I have another taste challenge coming later today. I have to double up this week because of scheduling. I think there'll be 3 more weeks this spring. 3 weeks this spring left, including this week. Well, I have the double ups on Tuesday and Thursday. And then it'll just be back to 1 each Tuesday, 1 each Thursday. That smells like Buchanan's because it's got a strong grain alcohol aroma, a doughy aroma like white bread dough or some kind of dough. A little bit of smoke, not really too much. It smells like Buchanan's. I had more experience with Buchanan's because I've had it repeatedly with the taste challenges. So Malcolm I only had once when I did the solo review. Oh, wait a minute. This is so much smokier. The first thing we pick up here is an intense smoke, which you wouldn't expect so much from a blended whiskey, but oh, let me tell you, it's there. A lot of peated malt. It's getting me a little nervous. Grain. I was watching that commercial last night for proper number 12 Irish whiskey. And the guy's talking about some fighter or something. He's saying, yeah, we use fine grain, golden grain whiskey, grain alcohol, and single malts to make this, this top wonderfully flavored proper number 12. Go get it. Is basically what they're saying. And I was thinking, oh, that's so common. That's Irish whiskey, about 80% grain alcohol and 20% single malt. Scotch, blended Scotch whiskey, blended Canadian whiskey with all the other flavorings in that 20%. The brandy, rum, bourbon, sherry, and American blended whiskeys. Grain neutral spirits, 80%, and then your 20% single, what you would call single malt, but it's bourbon and maybe rye whiskey and a blending sherry. Okay, it's the same principle anyhow. And then somebody was telling me, no, Canadian whiskey, or it was an article I was reading, Canadian whiskey does not use grain neutral spirits. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Well, you better call up Black Velvet, in other words, Constellation Brands, because on their very website, Black Velvet, talking about, well, we take the grain neutral spirits, then we blend it. I'm like, oh, okay. Still, I don't know. I still think this smells like, this is a more intense aroma, a more like concentrated aroma. This one's a lighter aroma, It's like, it smells like a lighter whiskey. They're both 80 proof to 40% alcohol. But this one is so much smokier and peatier. Has that dissipated? Well, to an extent. If you let it set in the glass and breathe, it'll dissipate, but it's still there. And here it isn't and really never was. There's some peat, though. Okay, at this time, I'm a little nervous and confused. The Buchanan's was $12. Even. No tax added to my knowledge. I don't know what that guy's doing at that place. I don't ask questions. I get in there, hand the money over, and I'm out. But he threw in a bottle of Clubhouse gin. So actually, I got two 375 bottles. Clubhouse gin, which was surprisingly good with an interesting lemon or lemon lime nose and taste. Didn't say it was flavored. Couldn't get over that. And then the Buchanan's. Well, you know, Buchanan's is 35 bucks a bottle, regular size, 750. So you figure 1750 a bottle. It should have been 1750 for that bottle I just showed you. I got it for 12 plus the bottle of gin. Nah, beat that deal. You know what I mean? You're not gonna beat that deal. All right, taste time. Any more comments? Oh, no. Okay. Here we go with the tasting. I got to be careful not to look, because if I glance, I'm going to know right there. It feels like about the same weight. Boy, you'd be surprised how little bit of a difference you can detect on weight when you got them in your hands. Mm. All right. It's sort of even like savory and juicy. You say they add monosodium glutamate to it. They add accent. No, but it has a savory aspect. If I had a little microphone, I could clip it here and say umami. It has umami, like a beer reviewer I watch. It has umami. I'm like, man, he loves saying umami. All right. And he loves having that microphone there so you can hear the gulps and the swishing in his throat. Like I watched the videos, it's like glug, 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 glug. Hey, but I can't say too much because he does respond to comments. I was on a rant in my own mind this morning about these beer reviewers who, and not just beer, whiskey and wine, don't respond to comments. And people will say, no, they just don't like you. No. Go look at their channel. They don't respond to nobody. And if they ever do, it's so reluctant. Oh, well, it's their channel. But I always like to respond to comments. That's the whole purpose for the channel. I could sit at home alone and review beer and talk to myself. Okay, so much smokier. Oh, but that thing was grain, cereal grain. You hear what I'm telling you? Corn. Or I guess barley, you know. But it's a rich flavor though, but not for the smoky fans or the peaty fans. It's really not that. It's really not that. It's a little tiny, but it's not that. It's not that. So if you're a person that says, oh, I don't like Scotch, it's too smoky and peaty, you won't say that. You wouldn't say that with that product. Okay. All right. It is so smoky. Oh. Oh. And peat. And grain alcohol, naturally, it's about 80% grain alcohol. Oh, they must be using some very strong single malt. What single malt is so peaty and smoky like that? You might say, aren't you a Scotch expert? Whoever said that? I'm not a Scotch expert. Isn't the Speyside the fruity? What's the peaty, the smoky, the Isla? I don't know. I need to study Scotch more. I'm just tasting it, trying to tell you if I can tell them apart. I paid $9.99 for the Old Malcolm, $9.99 for the bottle, $9.99. You hear what I'm trying to tell you? I paid 12 bucks for the Buchanan, but that's not the normal price, okay? We have to look at it like that. That was a strange day. I have a lot of strange days, as you've noticed on pricing. But let's go with the normal price, $9.99 versus $34.99. And that's at Walmart. And you know Walmart is cheaper than most places, so You might have to go around and find a sale. So $9.99 versus $34.99. Now, you might notice that's about a $20 difference. So there is no way. Well, I don't think there's any way that it's a $20 difference in quality on these flavors. I really don't think that. Oh, there's a difference. Difference, very big, but is it $20 difference? And I don't even know which is which right now. I'm really confused. I'm a little nervous. I keep saying I'm nervous. I am nervous. I don't want to be on the internet live getting it wrong. Help me. Help me. Okay. Oh, baby, this is scary, but I'm getting a little idea of this. I really think I'm getting a good idea. I want to tell you why. This one to my right, your left, maybe. Oh, it's got a little bitterness in it. It comes from the alcohol, I think. Now, give you the frisson. I think because the body is so much lighter. You know, I'm gonna tell you, the body here is light. It's oriented toward a light body product. Over here, no. It's kind of heavy bodied. Oh, it isn't really heavy bodied. It's medium, but it's more dense in the flavor. There's more dense body. There's more concentrated feeling. And then you see the color. I'm scared to make this statement. But I got to do it. I have to do it. I have to make a determination. I think this is Buchanan's and I think this is Sir Malcolm. You say, oh, no, what are you talking about? Are you going mad? No, I haven't gone crazy yet. Now, which one would I rather drink? Well, now, if this is the Sir Malcolm and this is the Buchanan's, well, guess what? I'd rather drink the Sir Malcolm. It's lighter in the mouth and it has a more rich, smokier. It isn't a richer flavor. This one's richer, more concentrated, but it's a smokier, peatier flavor. And if this is $9.99 a bottle, it's a champion and a hidden jewel in the blended Scotch world. You might be saying, you mean the cheap blended Scotch world, $3 a bottle, $9.99. Okay, yeah, that. Been on the market 42 years. Oh, man. Woo, 52 years, 52 years. Somebody must like it in 52 years. Still collating like ash. Here we go. Last comment. No comment. Here we go. Buchanan's. Yikes, it's Sir Malcolm. Well, there you go. I don't know why. I guess the appearance, like it looked lighter, right? Visually, it looked lighter. So I'm thinking it's going to taste that way. But no. No, 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 no. The 12-year age Buchanan's is smokier, peatier, more delicious. It did win. I just didn't know what I was talking about. But that's okay, I think. So let's taste off the rest of this stuff. Sure am going to miss Buchanan's, boy. Yeah, but I got the Chivas Regal. Chivas Regal. Yeah, from Chivas Brothers. In other words, Diageo. Ooh, I bet that's going to be a jewel. That's going to be a jewel. Oh, that's going to be a jewel. You know, that's a famous, hey, you know, that's a famous Scotch. And I got the J&B. J&B is going to kill Sir Malcolm. Buchanan's Deluxe. Yeah, so it's better. Now, whether it's $20 better, that's your money. So it's just smokier and peatier, and it's got to be using some really good single malt. And I had some people comment, "Oh, let me tell you the single malt Buchanan use." I don't know where they find this information. I wish they'd give me some source material, but I can't verify what they're saying, but I believe it. You know what I mean? It seems plausible. So like okay, Sir Malcolm's fine. Like it's got, what's it like? It's like bread, like you're eating bread, but you know, big deal, you're eating bread. Well, you know, we've all eaten just like common bread. So it's like, oh, well, I paid $9.99. I'm getting my 40% alcohol. I'm eating common bread and it's serviceable. Okay. I talked to some people at a local store. They said they sell a lot of, the girl behind the counter said, we sell a lot of that stuff, Sir Malcolm. Yeah. And they only sell it in that one bottle size, $7.50. At Walmart, they have it in the, only in the 1.75 liter. And John and Illy in Georgia say he never heard of it. And the Whiskey Scout in Kansas said, I never heard of that stuff. I said, well, it's common in Louisiana. You know how that goes. You go to Kentucky, and what they have is common there, like Barton 80 proof and 90 proof. You'd never see that in Louisiana. No way. I mean, we get 1792, Barton 1792, and we get the Barton Kentucky blended whiskey, but we don't get that straight bourbon. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. So Sir Malcolm is, it's an all right blended cheap Scotch whiskey. You know what I mean? It's all right. You could even argue, and remember when I did the solo review, it was not a comparison review. It was on its own merits. And see, that can really be a different experience. So you're drinking it on its own, like you didn't drink anything that day. And so you say, oh, it's got this character, it's got this character. And you can really break it down and analyze it. And it's got all these extrapolations if you start to look at it. But then when you put it up against a much more dedicated, aged, developed product, then it falls apart. See, it starts to break down and it can't make it. It can't make it. So would I rather drink Buchanan's? What would you rather have, gold or bronze? If somebody said, I'm going to give you some metal, pure, a pound of gold or a pound of bronze? I think we all know the answer there. So now, was Buchanan's better than J&B? I don't guess it was, really. J&B uses what, 42 different Scotch whiskeys, and I got it for $18.99 at ABC in Florida. It'd be about 23 here. Buchanan's, I never see it cheaper than 34, 35 bucks a bottle, though. Never, 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 never. Is it worth $34, $35? I wouldn't necessarily go along with that. That's a lot of, that's $35, man, for a $7.50. It's not perfect. It's got some little gaminess to it. It's got even a little bite and harshness to it. I don't know. I might, if I see a really crazy sale, yeah, sure, I'll buy it. Like I saw with the rum, the Bacardi 8-year, the Reserva Ocho, and the Bacardi Gran Reserva Diaz, the 10-year. Sure, who wouldn't buy that? It's $35 with the wooden case and the glass front, and it's normally 70 bucks just for the bottles. Just for the bottles plus tax. I mean, yeah, if I see Buchanan's for some kind of insane discount like that, $17.50 bottle, yeah, of course I'm gonna buy it, but I'm not gonna see that. Be Good says, hello, Ronald Terrio. Well, hello to you, Be Good. Well, that's it, people. We've done the examination. It's been 30 minutes. I got it wrong, but I got thrown off really, I got thrown off by the appearance, and I wasn't looking at it. But I looked at them beforehand, and I saw that pale straw, and I saw that gold, and then I thought it translated to the flavor, but it didn't. Not really. So the Buchanan's is more, it's a great deal smokier and peatier. The Sir Malcolm is stronger in the flavor, but it's a harsh grain alcohol strength. You say, well, that's what I like. For $9.99, I get drunk. Well, I think Sir Malcolm isn't going to beat 100 Pipers. 100 Pipers was $1 cheaper. 100 Pipers was $8.99. Oh, I got a lot of thinking to do. You say, you mean drinking to do. You think on things and drink on things. No. I'm not going to go over my limit. Not to say that I have a very extremely tight limit. I do have a fairly liberal quota, but I'm not gonna break the quota for this week. But get ready for later today. Let me think about that. Well, it might be later this morning the way I have to balance this, because there could be a beer challenge coming up. Yeah, you know what I mean? You just might see a beer taste challenge. And if you as a viewer, you might be saying, oh, don't tell me it's gonna be Miller Genuine Draft versus Pabst Blue Ribbon. Don't tell me that's coming, because I'm about to go take off a day of work. Yeah, I know, I would do the same thing. Well, you're exactly right. Miller Genuine Draft versus Pabst Blue Ribbon, scheduled for today. Get ready. Get mentally prepared, physically prepared. I don't even have words. Be Good says, father bought Everclear 190 for tinctures. How do people drink that? With a skull. If you drank that, the skull would be applicable. If you get on the Everclear website, they very clearly tell you it is not a product for drinking. Unless you're going to drink an ounce, it is a base product made for making other drinks. It's sort of like a homebrew product. You know what I'm saying? It's made to use to make things. In other words, you can build your own alcohol with Everclear, or diesel from Sazerac, not as popular, Everclear. Only a fool or a teenager, and maybe in a practical sense, a teenager is a fool. Think back to when you were a teenager and you say, yeah, I didn't have very good judgment. Your brain is not developed correctly. So thank God, and I'm not saying that in the flip way, thank God I didn't get involved in the drinking culture as a teenager. I would have, well, Everclear. I remember kids in high school would talk about that. Everclear, yeah, baby, Everclear. And I was thinking to myself, even then at 17 years old, thinking to myself, no, that doesn't sound good. That's moonshine. That's extremely purified, foolproof, uncut moonshine. It's poison basically in a bottle, but useful poison to make a drink. Now you got certain states want to ban it. You say, oh, that's socialism. The government has to take care of you. You can't take care of yourself. Who ever heard of being a free person? You don't need to be free. You need to be controlled. We need the Stepford Wives. We need Logan's Run. We need dystopia in this world to make everyone happy. I don't agree with that. You might. I don't. We'll see how it shakes out. We may have dystopia and, so to speak, hell on earth before we have the millennium, right? You say, oh, you've been reading certain books, right? Yeah, certain gospels, epistles, Old Testament texts and whatnot. All right. Well, anyway, so get ready, because in about about 3.5 hours, we could be seeing a very exciting beer examination. Oh, I mean, Scotch whiskey examination. And then later today in the afternoon hours, we could be seeing beer tasting. Well, there's a lot of things lined up, and I'm very excited. I got this wrong, although if you watch the video carefully, I was saying to the viewer during the examination, I had a feeling it was going to be wrong. So I was qualifying my incorrect appreciation of the product. So the main point of this is that I really couldn't tell them apart based on a lack of experience. But the bottom line is that Buchanan's very clearly won. It's a much better product. The question is it a $20 better product? Well, I can only answer that by saying it's your money, buy what you want. What else can you do? Buy what you want, which is a good idea. Buy what you want. Thanks for watching this video production, and we'll be back sooner than later.